Good morning, everybody. This is Plant-Based Dallas. This is Diane here, and going to give you another little quick video on healthy eating and some quick tips. I have here my most favorite gadget in the kitchen, the Vidalia Chop Wizard, and you can get that at Bed Bath & Beyond for $19.99. Add your coupon in, and you can get it for $15. It comes with two different grates. It has a small one and then a larger one that dices. And I'm going to show you the uses for each. The important thing about the Vidalia Chop Wizard, first of all, always keep your box, and I'll tell you why later. Don't throw away your box. You notice how the plastic storage container has these two little nipples on the edges. That's where your top fits, and it rotates on there. If you do not have this seated correctly and it's sort of cattywampus and not on there completely, you will break your Vidalia Chop Wizard. And I've done it before. I've done it 3 or 4 times. But I always keep my box, and I package it back up in the box, and I take it back to Bed Bath & Beyond, and they have never questioned me and have always replaced it for me. They always just tell me to go to the shelf and grab another one. So keep your box in your pantry. Okay, I'm going to show you how great this Chop Wizard is. First of all, I don't know if you can see here, but I've got all my jars lined up here because this is going to be where I put all my cut veggies. I prepare all the veggies for the whole week, and I use both cur jars, wide mouth, and then I also use regular size jars. You can go with cur or ball. And I'm going to ask you also to keep the storage box that they come in, because when I'm preparing a meal, I keep all my jars in the box, and I just pull the whole jar box out of the refrigerator and just look at the top of it, and it tells me what the vegetable is and the day that I cut it. So I'm going to tend to use up the older veggies, and makes dinner prep really, really easy. So keep your jar box that you get when you order the case of jars. I also have the Mongo quart-size jars, wide mouth quart-size, because this is great for red cabbage and red onions and potatoes, because we go through a lot of those. So I will fill up an entire jar for a week's worth of food. These little ones don't last us with onions and potatoes, something that we eat a lot of. So I have the quart size and the large as well. So you might be good to get a case of both the wide mouth regular size and the wide mouth quart size. Okay, let's get started and show you how easy this is. I have pre-cut my Roma tomatoes into little slices. The key thing is hard and fast. Okay, looky here. Y'all, this is so great. It doesn't get any better than that. Nice little squares. It didn't squish the tomato. Okay, I have my wide funnel. I just pour it in. There's my tomatoes, done. Put my little lid on it with the date, and we're all good to go. Also, Walmart now has these plastic ones that they sell. It's their off-brand or whatever. And I like these for things that don't smell and that don't ever get cooked. So I use this for maybe my red cabbage. I don't use it for the onions because this plastic would absorb the smells. But they do have the plastic ones if you prefer those instead of the regular ones that come with the case of jars. Okay, so there you saw the big dicer on the onions. Here's a piece of cabbage. Fast and hard. Nice. Sometimes you have to have 2. That's okay. And sometimes it might get stuck. You just pull it back out. Just remember to keep the lid seated on those 2 nipples and make sure it's not crooked before you do that. Okay? Here's my red cabbage. Look at that, y'all, in 2 seconds. Okay, move my colander down. I'm putting my red cabbage in a wide mouth jar because it's easier to pour out, and we use a lot of red cabbage. Okay, that was about a half of a head of cabbage, and it filled up No, that wasn't even a half a head. That was just one slice. Filled up a whole jar. Okay, red cabbage, done. Next item, red onion. I'm still going to use my big grate here. And the red onion, notice how I've got the whole half of it. If it fits on it, do it. Again, make sure your top is seated. That is so much easier. Now here's a piece that slid off. I'll go again. Red onion, it's a little bit large, but I think we're good. Okay, it takes a couple of times on that, but it works. Look at here. Look at your red onion. This is great for making chickpea salad or apple salad or bean salad. You've got everything already cut up. So you just grab your jars out, dump, add vinegars, sauces, whatever. There's our red onions. Okay, next, potatoes. I use the potatoes for two different things. Sometimes I like to make French fries, baked fries, or sometimes I might like to make the little squares. So I've got your potatoes sliced about, 1/3 of an inch. Now what I'll do with these potatoes is I've got my water boiling, and I'm going to boil these potatoes and then let them cool and put them in the jars. See, there's your little potatoes. This can be for a breakfast hash, veggie hash, whatever you want. So there's the potatoes, and I'll boil them later. I'm going to put some water on them right now so that they won't turn brown. Okay, there's our potatoes till I have time to cook them. Now here's the other great thing about the potatoes. If you want to make fries, you can actually take a longer piece of potato and look at this, y'all. It works. You can't make them too long because it sort of bends it around, but there's your French fries, and now you could bake them. Put your spices on them and use either your air fryer or just bake them in the oven. Or sometimes we boil these and have these cooked and then just heat them in the oven to crisp them up a little bit. Again, fries and potatoes, put in water till you're ready to cook them so that they don't oxidize and start turning gray on us. Okay, sweet potatoes. They're a little bit tougher because they're a little bit harder, but again, cut them in slices about 1/3 of an inch. But look, it works. And I haven't cut the skin off because these are organic sweet potatoes. If they were not organic, then I would have peeled them. But on my potatoes, I don't peel them unless they're not organic. So, organic, you don't need to peel. There's your sweet potatoes. Alrighty, let's get the jar for the sweet potatoes right here. Oh no, I'm gonna cook this as well. I'll cook my sweet potatoes and then let them cool and jar them up later. Okay, sweet potatoes done. Now we're going to switch to red bell peppers. And the key with red bell peppers is just cut them big enough to fit on the tray and do it inside down, skin side up. There we go. There we go. Hey, and here's the top. By the way, the top of the bell pepper is perfectly great to eat. So many people waste it. Cut off the top and then just push out the stem, and you have a lot of red bell pepper still to use. That's perfectly good. Okay. There we go. There's our red bell pepper. Okay. Jar that baby up. Now we're going to change to a different size. This is a smaller one because I want to show you what I use a smaller one for. I like to have my celery in smaller things because I like to use it in my chickpea salad. So look, this was so easy. I'll flatten it out by breaking it open a little bit. Make sure y'all can see this. Okay. And here's the celery in little bitty dice. How easy is that? Now you could do your onion as well if you wanted the little bitty pieces of your onion. But there's your celery. Okay, next, carrots. I love to do my carrots like this because I like having longer strips of carrots in my salad. I cut the chunks about 1.5 inches long. I push them down a little bit and sort of tilt them backwards and do that. Okay, tilt it backwards a little bit, push them down on the grate to secure it a bit. Okay, carrots, done. And I like these longer strips. I like these for stir fry and for salads. So that's why I like to use a small one for the carrots. Alrighty, jar that up. And I did get this big funnel on Amazon. It's got a really wide thing to fill up the jars, and then it fits inside the regular size jars. So this funnel is a great thing. Okay, last one is the jalapenos. We love spicy food, and if you'll notice, I've just cut my jalapeno in half, and I keep the seeds and the spicy stuff in it. I just use less of it when we're cooking. So, and of course, wash your hands after dealing with any kind of spicy peppers. And wash your grates really well. Okay, so there's your jalapeno. I use a tiny jar because we don't use as much of jalapeno as everything else, so I don't need a large jar, but whatever you have works fine. And also you can, woo, fumes, cover that baby up. There we go. So there's our tiny little jalapenos. Okay, so let's see, is there anything else we're forgetting? I think that's it. So do your jars. Looky here, we've got food for all week. I've got everything ready to package up, and it's going to be an easy week of cooking. Y'all have a great day. Goodbye from Plant-Based Dallas. Bye-bye.